is Edward Dsouza. I joined the SIS Group in 2017. I have a background of around 25 years of experience. I started from the hospitality background in the hotels, and this has been my journey since 2017 till 2025 now. Right. I remember the moment when I got a call from Mr. Zurasa's office asking to come and meet me while I was in a professional senior leadership role in Mumbai. And I knew about SMC many years back in 2008 when they had first started. That time I had the first discussion with Mr. Zurasa then, and I was not too keen to then shift from Mumbai to Delhi while they were exploring opportunities for somebody to lead. And after a gap of almost around 7-8 years, when this call happened back, and I was very excited because I realized SMC has had its own brand value created by then, and it was also because SMC, I worked in a parent company in the US which is called Service Master Clean, and I was very keen to explore what opportunity is there for me now after 8 years since I started. Right. So I remember when I first came, it was around 110 crore enterprise that was built right from scratch since 2008, and I think a lot of people put a lot of efforts to create a base. And I remember, I absolutely agree. It takes a lot of efforts and a lot of energy to create from zero to a place, and then sometimes somebody can come and take from a base to and multiply the business. But when I first came in 2017 and I looked at the team that I had, we operated from a small 200 square feet office in the SIS corporate office. And from there on, the journey to another 5,000 square feet office now is been absolutely amazing. I think filled with a lot of fun. It was probably a lot of excitement that the teams had, saying that we probably going to reorganize SMC from where it started, from what it was in 2017. And we realized in 2017 when we were doing some basic businesses with some government sectors and certain PSUs, and we realized we had a lot of opportunity to take this brand to the next level and to build capabilities like nobody else could. So we went on a drawing board and we realized that everybody and anybody is into the commercial building space, and we realized that it was a very crowded space, and we thought that if we could create solutions, and if we could create sector-wise solutions and address the pain point of the industry, is where I think we should probably get our success. And that's exactly how all the core team got together. We went on a drawing board and we started to understand which sector requires what kind of specialization services. So we picked up healthcare, we picked up retail malls, we picked up education sector, we picked up large industrial manufacturing sector, and we picked up pharma. So these are the 4 or 5 sectors which probably needed a very different kind of solution. It cannot, in the competition, everybody says one size fits all. And we realize the solutions, what a healthcare require is not what a manufacturing would require. And what manufacturing requires is not what retail mall requires. And what retail mall requires is not what a residential IFM requires. So all had its own different pain points. So we all got together, we set up a specialized team, and we had a selling champion and an operating champion. And that's exactly, we started a journey in 2017, and we have grown rapidly over a period of years from what it was 110 crore to what it is now 700 crore with the 2 years of COVID dip. And I believe kudos to our teams who actually got an opportunity to learn something different. They adapted. They kind of held hands together, said, "Fine, we can all do it together." And that's how the journey began from 2017 to 25 now. That's an exciting journey with Rare. I remember when I joined and when I shifted from Mumbai to Delhi, and I keep telling Dheeraj Saab ki, I made you. My homecoming was the most expensive, most expensive transaction ever. So 2 years in this, 2 years in Delhi, setting up Rare operations and the entire business. There came an opportunity where Rare Hospitality was a premium, healthcare services, hospitality services provider in Mumbai, and I had discussion with Dheeraj sir. Okay, I think it's a very premium company. We should probably acquire that, and I think we can build a base from that background of Mumbai, because they had multiple hospitals in a couple of cities. Again, what stayed in my mind, if that happens, I need to retain and sustain the team that has been there for the last 15-20 years with that organization as well. and that's been a great experience. I think the management agreed to work on doing the M&A with Rare, and we did that in 2018, early 19. From there on, we kind of I shifted back to Mumbai, so my base became Mumbai back. So that was a great opportunity that I had here. With that, I think we grew Rare to now almost around 185 crore in the last 5 years. Phenomenal journey there. Great team who again, the challenge was to how do we inculcate those people into the SIS culture, right? With SMC, the people were already with SIS culture. I had to, take a baptism by fire and by water and become an SIS, and that I became over a period of time. But with Rare, with around 70, 80 people, to get them transformed into SIS culture was a challenge. But I think with the great help of Dheeraj sir and his mentorship along the way, how to, and every quarter I used to be summoned by Dheeraj sir and said, Edward, catch up time. And I used to wonder, what did I do wrong now? But I believe those are great experiences with Dheeraj sir, that every quarter he mentored me how to manage people, how to become from a worker to a manager to a leader. I think that helped me to get the team together and bring them over on this side. And I believe we didn't lose a single people. It's been 5 years. We didn't lose a single soul there. Everybody transformed the SaaS culture into performing culture. And today it's a vibrant 7% EBITDA organization with around 185 crore plus. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting point that I want to touch upon. When I initially joined, it was Service Master Clean. That's the name, and it was a US licensed organization that came in 2008. And and my background, I am a hotelier by background, and I have a lot of engineering knowledge. So I built a lot of engineering solutions back in those days in my earlier company that I worked, and I was very fascinated about engineering. So everybody thinks facilities management means cleaning. Actually, it is not. All cleaning companies claim that they're a facilities management company. Yeah, it's a great part. It's a very important part. There is no doubt about it. Without which, offices cannot, or any public space or private space cannot really function and do their business. So cleaning is important. But I did 20 years there, right? And I was saying, okay, this is like Parsi, and I need to do something different. So with the thought in my mind of when I came to SMC, I said, okay, we have Service Master Clean, and the name itself was a hurdle for us to, propose or enter the engineering space or the technical space, and that took a lot of time. So first we had to transform the typical standard what people think is cleaning or jhadu pocha to a more scientific manner. And I used to hear this from every people here and there. "Arey, kya hai? It's a cleaning company, jhadu pocha company." And I that is to actually hurt my internal ego. I said, no, SMC is not going to just stay there as a typical cleaning or jhadu puja company. We have to transform that space. So from that cleaning, we transformed into more hygiene, right? And that is exactly our healthcare program. We got that respect of a normal, typical cleaning to a more scientific hygiene process that was saving people's life, right? So that was first leg of our journey. The second leg of our journey was, how do I get SMC into an engineering space or a technical operation space, which is people would not even accept us, or probably at a face value, oh, you're a cleaning company, you can't do technical services. And that took a battle with Dheeraj sir and with JMD to say, ki, how do we now get that license off from Service Master Cleaning? Let's reform and transform. And that journey 2 years back, we had to we probably transformed Service Master Clean to an indigenous, homegrown, smart maintenance company, and that's how we rechristened the name 2 years back as Smart Maintenance Company, which is basically automate, digitize, mechanize. And so we had a punarjan, and with this we were able to now very confident and boldly go to the customer and say, hey, I'm not cleaning company anymore. I do cleaning, but I am more of an engineering solutions provider. I can help reduce your energy costs. I can automate all of your digital. I can digitize all of your day-to-day operations, and I'm a smart company. So that journey was very exciting, and I'm very thankful and grateful to the board members, the GM members who decided that yes, we can. We are large enough now that we can be on our own, and we do not need to have a license name from US, which has a clean service master clean embedded in it, to now a full-fledged IFM integrated facility management company offering solutions to the so that was a great journey, I would say. That's a transformation from a service master clean to SMC today. Well, yeah, वो कहते हैं नाम में क्या रखा है. So sometimes title. I never aspired that I would have these promotions, but I'm grateful to the management that periodically, right from the day I joined 4 years back, and now that they, elevated me and they gave me this title. Heart of heart, I still think I'm an operation manager. Heart of heart, I still think I'm a sales manager, and I think I enjoy doing that. While I've enjoyed doing what I do, is why they probably recognized and rewarded, over a period of time. I'm very very happy for the elevation that it did. My journey as a president, which was 110 crore, with a 2% EBITDA, to now with a 700 plus, with 5% plus EBITDA. I think this journey I owe it to all my colleagues, all my JMT batches that have really held the ground. I think SMC is one of the only company that has 30 physical branches or SBUs across the nation, right? A lot of people operate on a particular region, but SMC is equally divided into five different regions. And I think I owe it to them, the strength of every single branch head, every single operator, every single regional vice president, to hold their fort, and they add value every day before the customer. And then that is what has made SMC what it is today. A lot of people think cleaning is a very, a general thing that anybody does and everybody does. COVID taught a lot of people that people needed more than cleaning, right? And what helped SMC, because we started to set our footprint into healthcare sector, and the healthcare, the kind of cleaning is very different. We had to shift from cleaning to hygiene, right? In a healthcare environment and in an office environment, the entire cleaning is totally different, right? What you do in a healthcare is you need to look under a microscope, and what you look in an office space is with the naked eye, and what you see is clean. But in a healthcare, it goes more, because there is to be a scientific approach in the process, the method, because that service or that cleaning or hygiene directly affects the patient's outcome. You see, most of the patients are recuperating from a surgery, from any kind of chronic illness, and if there is any compromise in the method or the process of cleaning, which has to be done in a more scientific manner, it really affects the patient's health. So imagine we're coming from that pedigree of a very different level of hygiene level, and COVID, everybody wanted now a healthcare grade cleaning. The normal cleaning was passe. People knew that it was not going to help them. And eventually, what we did was, whatever program we implemented in the healthcare sector, we started to use that same program and started to implement in the non-healthcare commercial spaces and other areas that we were servicing. I think that gave us an edge, because we had something different to offer. We had something very unique that customer now realize what happens in the healthcare environment is what they need now. You see, the first wave of COVID was touch, and everybody was about the gloves and about keeping the places sanitized. That's exactly when we reinvented, or probably designed a program called Smart Surface Disinfection Program, and that is what became a big hit. And today we do almost 150 hospitals plus, and we have implemented this program called Smart Surface Disinfection Program. The same program was then offered to all the non-healthcare units, because touch was a big issue, right? And we had to sanitize it, not by a normal cleaning method, but more a scientific disinfectant. The second wave taught us about COVID being in the air, so it was more airborne. Now realize, imagine when everybody in the first wave somehow managed, the second wave we had the biggest casualties in our nation and across the globe, and we then implemented a new technology called infection prevention control solutions, which are airborne, and we implemented a couple of projects in Doon College, in particular 2 or 3 more government colleges, where they wanted to ensure that the environment, the space is disinfected, the air is disinfected, and then they were able to have a safe environment. So I think COVID taught us to innovate. COVID taught us to go back and think different solutions to the industry wanted. Industry never wanted a standard solutions, because everybody else was offering the same. So I believe COVID taught us a lot of things, to be creative. COVID taught us to be stitch solutions. COVID taught us to understand customers' pain point. COVID taught us to understand you can't sell general, but you need to sell very specific to what a customer needs. And the other thing I would say, I think during COVID, I would really have a high respect for our leadership team, right from Mitra Saab to Dheeraj Saab and the entire GMC. We realized when COVID happened, we lost almost 35% of our business. The reason being, we were doing a lot of government business into railways. We were doing large malls. All of this business came to standstill. What remained with us was the hospitals, and that is where I think we put all our energy to support the hospitals, and all our teams were feet on ground when COVID hit high. We even managed to bag a very big prestigious hospital in Mumbai, which was the COVID epicenter at 1,500 bed, 15 lakh square feet, and it was one of India's largest COVID treatment center, and nobody wanted to service them. I believe the government authorities called us, and we mobilized the entire team in Mumbai, and we managed to mobilize 700 people while the COVID was at its peak, and we implemented that same smart surface disinfection program, and we're still serving those contracts. We got rewarded by the municipal authorities, the government, for the bravery that teams displayed while servicing the patients when they were at the peak of COVID. So I think with that, we took a dip of 30-35% dip, but with our solutions that we stitched, people started to realize that we had something more to offer, and that's exactly after 1.5 years we did a full V-shaped recovery, and then on there has been no looking back. It's dreadful to even think. Even now, I remember all those moments when that COVID, when the lockdown was announced, and I think everybody was in limbo. Nobody knew where to go, what to do, and I think our leadership team was like a knight in a shining armor. They came with a situation where they wanted to hold the company together, and I believe that leadership helped a lot. And the first and foremost we started to understand was that what are we going to do with our people first, right? It was, and I believe Chairman Sir's message that always rings in my ears. This is the people's company, and the first thing that came to our mind was what do we do with our people, and because we were into healthcare sector majorly, and we were into public spaces. So in public spaces and healthcare, the risk of for our team was very high, and we started to run a lot of a campaign to understand safety, gloves, masks, and I think a lot of leadership direction came a lot of direction came from leadership. While we were trying to survive, I think the whole idea was to also to keep our team safe and to protect our businesses, because we could not just wind up the business. A lot of competition, I realized, they lost everything, and people were, I don't know what their financial status that was, but because of SIS leadership, the strong willpower, and to ensure that direction was given in such a manner that everybody was able to stand ground and ensure that we didn't let each other go. During the moment, I believe one of the peculiar things that happened with SIS leadership is we ensured that every single staff, if they were infected, we started to ensure that they were taken care of, and there was from Seva Fund, leadership management decided to park X amount of money to support all those infected. 15 days of ration was provided. Everybody who were COVID infected was given some cash payments, so that they were able to ensure that the household were not affected. So I think that on people front and the leadership team, to survive our business, we were on the ground, win the front of the customer, and that is how we probably encourage our people to not leave the ground. Otherwise, I believe during that time everybody was locked indoors. But imagine the janitorial team at public spaces and at the hospitals; they had to serve and service the patients and the hospitals. Right. I think, as I said earlier, we were into general commercial spaces doing services, and when we realized that there are specific sectors where the IPCs are not present, there are specific sectors which requires a lot of specialization to service. So I think when we picked that up in 2017, that was a defining moment for SMC to become a market leader in specific sectors, and we were known for the solutions that we stitched. So we also adapted a lot of technology to it, right? A lot of client-facing technology. Like we probably implemented something called IQMS, which is called Intelligent Quality Management System, where customer could get a clear dashboard to understand how is the performance on ground on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. When we realized a lot of customers had issues with high labor cost, a lot of our competition probably think the higher number of people we deploy, the bigger the revenue, and that's where the growth is. But I think we took a different route. We thought if we are able to work sincerely and honestly and able to reduce cost of labor and explain the customer, it was not about my revenue going down, but I built trust with the customer that I'm able to give them an honest solution. Now reducing revenue was just not reducing people. We had to enable them. So we implemented a lot of methods and processes, that enablers that we implemented, so that we were able to do a more smarter work, more automated work, and that's how we were able to reduce the cost. And we probably today have around 25% plus of our businesses on solutions based. Now, this solutions based gave us better margins. This solutions based technology gave us stickiness with the customer, because nobody else was able to offer what we were able to offer in the healthcare sector. Similarly, what we started to do with the industrial large manufacturing sectors, the steel industry, the cement industry, they require a lot of investment to reduce labor cost, because higher the labor, there is high HR and IR issues, accident, safety issues. And today there's a lot of thrust on sustainability. Today there's a lot of thrust on environmental sustainability. So we were able to stitch again solutions in that sector, reducing the impact of human labor, add more mechanization and automation in a couple of sectors, and we're able to help customer meet their sustainability goals. So these are the solutions that helped us to become a market leader today in healthcare, whether it is residential IFM, whether it is in the large retail malls that we service with a so every sector I think has four or five key points. Let's say if you go to healthcare, we wouldn't sell people services. What we would sell is infection prevention and control solutions. We would offer the customer, "Ki, how can I help reduce your hospital acquired infection rate? How can I help reduce cross contamination?" So those were the unique selling points. We never sold a contract with people and equipment and material machinery. Now, if you go to a retail mall, what is the customer expecting? The customer expecting, can you improve my shopping experience of my guest? It is not about supplying manpower of cleaning and technical. If we are able to maintain the property, the aesthetic levels of a mall, and the customer experience at a food court or a washroom or a floor is impeccable, that's exactly what we sold. You go to a pharma, again, we would not sell a simple manpower or material machinery services. How am I able to reduce on the floor, because it's a very zero dust tolerant environment? So what solutions can I provide to ensure that those places have zero micron dust on the floor, which probably can impact their formulation and their medicinal production capacity? So I think these solutions, when we built unique to its sector, is what helped us gain market traction. And we today are probably also known as consultants. We client calls us, and what we do at SMC is we don't sell, we educate. That's been our prototype. First we educate and the customer understands the solutions, and that's exactly when we do a pitch. So that probably helped SMC gain its market share, its market value. It's now recognized in the marketplace. We have around 30,000 plus service teams. We have almost 100 plus engineers working with us in the engineering solutions team as well. So I remember my first few months when I joined, and I thought I had to perform, and I thought it was myself, pressure, that I thought, if I have come here, I need to transform and change and do things, and I went on a rampage, I think. And I remember my conversation when Ritra Sinha sir called me and said, "But I want to have a coffee with you." And he called me, had a long chat, and he said, "You know what? You're not my leader for now. You are my leader for the future. So there is no stress of that you need to perform and go, you know, wild with the team. You should take time to know each and every person who's been in the system, and if you could use the method of, use the route of training them and teaching them. And I think that was one of my other defining moments. How do I transform this place alone, which I can't do? And we had a team of members across every city, most cities, 25 cities then, and they were all from the GMT cadre mostly. And I'm thankful to again the SIS Group, which they inculcated a culture of junior management trainee where people are picked up from central and north regions from the hotel management background, and then they have they are incubated for 2 months with rigorous training, and then they're put on job, and then these are the people who today are holding prominent leadership position. I would recollect one of my colleague Dharmendra Kumar, who was a first batch JMT, maybe joined 15 years back, and today he is heading almost a 250 crore business in East as a vice president business in the East region. I think that helped. So with that conversation with Mr. Ritra sir, helped me to take a step back, meet my team, start to educate them, start to teach them, because I had certain experiences when I worked in US and China in my other multinational companies. I had wealth of knowledge, but it was with me. And I realized it's not going to help if I'm going to take the flag and run alone. And I realized we need to work together. I started to educate, set up sessions, training sessions. So we got some SMEs. So we built the SMEs from the same team. And today I think we have a rock solid operating team across 5 different sectors. I think a lot of people use a standard word called ESG, but a lot of people have not gone and really broken it down into the 3 aspects, which was environmental, social, and governance. And these are 3 different aspects which basically bundles up, to an offering with the customer. Now I realized when initially when I started to understand about the ESG component, and in 2018, we designed this program called SSDP, which is Smart Surface Disinfection Program, and we already were on that journey. It's just that we had not formalized the outcome of this journey, and the outcome of the journey was sustainability. Because with that program, we were able to reduce 30%, 20 to 30% of resources working on the ground. We were able to reduce 40% of water, which technically gets wasted with a traditional cleaning system. We were able to eradicate plastics. We were able to eradicate all of this transportation that happens because of logistics. So all of these things, when we realized that we already had an offering, and when we started our journey 2 years back, people could relate that it is about environment, it's about sustainability, and it's about governance, social governance. So I think with environmental, that was our first pitch. So we realized with ESG, a lot of people do it for their own offices and branches and regions. But as a facility management company, there's a difference. We have around 300 people that work in our offices across cities on the field, but we have 30,000 people working at clients' premises. So sustainability, if it means something, has to mean on ground at the client's place. We'll definitely do it at our places, but the impact is very small. But the impact that needs to happen is on the ground where our service teams. So what programs do you have as a company that helps reduce carbon footprint emission at the customer's premises? So that is what we unlocked as a program with SSDP program in cleaning and computerized maintenance management system in the technical services. So we had these 3 programs, and we at these 2 programs, and we started to offer these programs to our customer. And we said, if we under scope 3 can reduce carbon emission at your premises, you can report this scoring into their reporting to the government and to the SEBI. So I believe it's very close to our heart, and we have a major responsibility, because imagine every single structure in this country or the world needs to be cleaned, needs to be maintained. And imagine the FM industry can create such a big impact, because we are the ones who have the opportunity to reduce energy cost by innovative methods. We are the people that has the opportunity to reduce water which is used for cleaning. With a large chunk of water goes into cleaning. We are the people that can shift from cleaning to hygiene, and if you do it well, we are the people who are able to also reduce the human cost, because human cost calculates to 1.9 ton carbon footprint per year. Now imagine if you're able to reduce and automate a couple of things, what an impact as an FM fraternity we can do. And SMC, we have taken it as a challenge. We have decided this year onwards to go with this offering to the customers, so they know that we can really add impact. It's not only about a contract or a proposal or a business. It's more to do value, add value at their client place, reduce carbon footprint, and we all together can help our earth become more greener. Yeah, I think we had a lot of internal debate when the technology buzz happened in the FM industry. I have written an article on that as well. A lot of people use technology as plus, as an add-on to what you're doing. And we at SMC believe if technology does not reduce your cost and does not optimize, I think it's a wrong proposition. So we started to work on certain technology that has to have an impact on the ground operations, improve services, but it has to reduce cost. It has to optimize, what resources you use to do a particular service. So based on that, we built like say our technology in the healthcare called iPorter. It's supporting technology where we're able to optimize people who are transporting patient, transporting documents, transporting or any of the products from point A to point B. And we started to implement at 7 8 hospitals as of now, and we have seen around 25% reduction in labor cost and optimization. And I think in healthcare there are a lot of people, non-clinical people, who are servicing in the hospital without any kind of data, and our technology helps understand through a data point what is the requirement of hours required to service and how many resources are required, and based on that we're able to eliminate waste. Similarly in SSDP, because we enable our people to do much better job through the SSDP program, we're able to reduce human labor cost there as well. I think the biggest challenge today is labor. Now we did a lot of study and understood India ranks the lowest, probably the lowest in one of the lowest in the world in terms of minimum wage act. To get cleaning staff or to get a basic technical staff to service you. An FM industry compromises of cleaning staff and the technical staff. Now, as we grow, it's very hard to find labor at that kind of a cost. So that's a big challenge. With the gig economy and e-commerce, a lot of people now want to work, in those sectors, then are attracted to the FM industry. So I think there's going to be a big challenge of finding the resources to service your customer. The only way to do this is to work smart. The only way to do this is to how do you work with less, and only way to do this is to how would you add technology and automation to do the same work with less and keep the cost equivalent to what the customer is currently spending. So challenge, yes, but I think the FM industry and we and SMC in the SIS Group, we have to evolve and find better methods with automation and with productivity improvement to service our customers. That's the only way probably we'll be able to mitigate this challenge. Technology plays a very important role in today's facilities management. There are two parts to it. One is the client facing. What all technology can you bring on the table which client gets value out of it? And one is technology on the back end, which is on the back end operating side. How are you able to do your work much more faster, much more smoother? The second part of technology which is used in the office, and I believe that tech is supposed to be more like blockchain, right? How can a janitor or a supervisor from the ground floor gets things resolved directly from the corporate office? So we had something called Samadhan app which was built, which today gives power to every single service worker on the ground to raise any concern, because they are ultimately our fruit. They are the ones who's our product at the client place. If he is not happy and if he is not satisfied with whatever, whether it is compensation, whether it is compliances, I believe the morale goes down and he's not able to effectively service. So the Samadhan app helped them to reach directly to the backend to solve the salary issues. Then we have something called My SMC app that is being now, while we speak, is progressing. How do I generate attendance on ground real time, ensuring it is flawless and people get paid on time and people get paid accurately? So that's a great app. That's again that helps both sides, the client side and also the customer side. We built an app called Audit CSAT. How do I ensure that a customer knows that somebody has reached its site and auditing the quality purposes, and also capture the customer satisfaction index? So again, that app we ran in SMC, and today we have successful results. We're able to mitigate any kind of risk. We're able to mitigate any kind of foresee terminations that can happen through this audit and CSAT process. That's another tech we built. Now touching about the training, I believe training is a backbone, and that's exactly. And I'm grateful to SIS leadership thought that they built something called M Trainer. It's very difficult in India, which is geographically so large and the sites are so distant in remote locations, to get people at one place and teach and train. And then we understand what is the residual value, how much will it take back when you go back on site. So the great thought of M Trainer, we started in the security business first, and then this was evolved to the FM piece. How the entire management thought about creating videos about every single process, and and every single method, put it on an app, and that M Trainer is now available at every single site to training champ, and they are able to actually bring that knowledge and training videos on ground on a regular basis. So that helped a lot. With that, we created in 2018 something called JMT Badge for Trainers. While we had the JMT junior management trainees every year, around 30, 40 of them, and then they were put into operations. But we decided that we probably need to have one batch will be a training batch, because training is the backbone of what we sell to the customer and to have a consistent outcome. So we ensured that a full training batch was created, and this training batch, a training officer, was put into every single branch. I think they hold the whole quality piece for the organization. If I would say, we probably would like SMC, to be recognized in the market as a consultant. There are big four. What would they do? They are wizards. They come, they listen to the customer's problem, and they find solutions within the customer's situation, and they offer it there. I think we have designed a couple of solutions in 4 or 5 sectors. I think that's my vision, that SMC should be recognized in the marketplace as a expert, as a subject matter expert in certain sectors, and as a consultative approach where we are able to reduce the customer's pain point, and we are able to solve customers' problem. I think this is exactly what SMC wants to be in the next future. Revenue size and EBITDA, I think everybody will chase that. We will also chase that. But alongside more than that, I think we want SMC to be known as a more valuable company that adds value at the customer's premises. That's what I think is my vision for SMC. Our vision for SMC. I wish I had more time. I would have spent more time with Chairman Sir, visionaries. So, in few words, I would just want to say salute to R.K. Sinha Saab for a visionary that he is, and the people's company that he built. And the amazing thing that I like about him, and even Dsouza sir, is that anybody can pick up the phone and call them, right from a guard to a janitor. And that's the flat hierarchy system I loved this SIS built. I also believe SIS is an institution. It started to invest into talents and gave them enough freedom to evolve and to innovate and to grow. I am a product of that. Otherwise, a Mumbaikar guy could never think of coming down in Delhi and settling down, because they're two different. When I met the leadership team, and I realized they are no lesser than the big MNCs that I have worked with earlier. And I think that's the fond memory I have of Chairman Sir, that he built a people's company. He built a company which encouraged talent and gave opportunity to every single person to come. I know of people who've been guards have become business head. I know of people who just joined as trainers have become vice president. Where does it happen? People who have completed 25, 30, 35 years in this company. I have not seen a company like this. What more can I say than this, that SIS is a beacon of light for a lot of people who wants a stable career, who wants to innovate, who wants to work without fear. I would say that's another word I would say, without fear, with full freedom. I mean, that's what SIS is for me, and my best my homage my regards to Chairman sir for the institution that he built. I remember when I first joined, and I was made to meet Chairman sir, and I'd taken some flowers, and I met him in his official, place where he was serving as a Rajya Sabha member, and he made me sit next to him, which I felt very great about. He making me sit next to him, and he asked me about my background, and he had a little, maybe little information, but with that he said, Edward, this company we have built, and I'm giving it into your hands. You take care of these people, and these people will take care of this company. Never let go of anybody. And I think that stayed close to my heart, and I'm very happy to say when we started this journey in 2017 till now, I almost have not. I would really say I've not really lost any people. We built a very cohesive culture. We worked together. People joined the vision that we had, and I think in my small way, this is a tribute to Chairman Sir that I probably tried to do what he explained to me, being a people's company. I think what I thoroughly enjoyed in SIS Group is the family culture that they built. I haven't seen this. Everywhere else is more professional, it's more corporate, it's very cutthroat. But here, I seen people were beyond work. People were beyond office work. People were like a family, and I think I enjoyed that thoroughly. The warm relationship that I had, or maybe I met a lot of these RVPs in the SIS group, and I must salute and must mention this to all the SIS man guarding business heads. SMC primarily grew on man guarding backbone. They were the stalwarts. They are the ones who established SMC. They are the ones who helped sell the initial sales in whichever regions they were. And I think for 8-10 years they built SMC to a rock solid base. So my salute to all the stalwarts in the SIS group, the RVPs. Thank you for giving birth to SMC, apart from the leadership that they did, without which we couldn't have done what we have done today. And they are the ones who supported. Even till now, I can tell you all of this senior leadership has been constantly backing us up, supporting us up. Wherever we fail in any areas, they would probably stand up for us. So my gratitude to all those senior leadership, to RK Sinha sir, to Rituraj sir, to Dheeraj sir, who's been my mentor over a period of 7-8 years. I have enjoyed full freedom. I have enjoyed every moment of my work, every moment of my 7-8 years of experience, and the most thing I think I enjoyed was the opportunity they gave me to evolve, to innovate, to explore. Full freedom. I mean, that is something that probably has been the best part to me, and that's why I probably stayed here for such a long time. Otherwise, I've always, my general tenure has been 5 years max, but it is my 8th year in the company, and I think I'm going to be for a more longer time because I think I enjoy the organization, enjoy the environment, the freedom, the leadership, the confidence that SIS Group gives to every single leader. I think that's the best part.
इसके पहले हम बेरोजगार थे। जब SIS ज्वाइन किए तो हमको रोजगार मिला और यहाँ काम करके हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा, इसलिए कि यहाँ पर जितने भी मिले हमसे सीनियर अधिकारी लोग सब हम लोग के फेवरेट किए, तो उनके साथ काम करके बहुत अच्छा लगा। और SIS ऐसा ग्रुप है कि यहाँ पढ़ल से लेकर जो जैसा जिस लायक है उस कैटेगरी में उसको काम मिलता है।
मैं SIS में 2006 से लेकर अभी तक मैं काम कर रहा हूँ और बहुत अच्छा कंपनी है SIS। चेयरमैन साहब से बातचीत करते थे, बहुत अच्छा लगता था। मैं पहले बेरोजगार था, SIS में चालक के पद पे भर्ती हुआ, उसी से मेरा जीवन चल रहा है।